Hey everybody, hope everyone's well. I don't think I've made a video since July of last year. 2024 was not what I was hoping it to be. It was kind of a rough one. My children's grandparents on their mother's side, they both passed away in 2024. My little buddy, Peanut Butter, the first Earl of Brittle, passed away after a short fight with kidney disease. My car blew up in February, so I was commuting on my bike in the wintertime. And then I ended up buying a new car, but that took pretty much all my travel funds away from me. And then last fall I got this guy. This is Peanut Butter, the second Earl of Sandwich. And he's been occupying my time a lot, honestly. He's very high energy, and he loves to play, and he likes to keep me on my toes. So I'm actually struggling a little bit to get away and get on my motorcycle a bit, but the weather's finally here. The bike is all fixed up. I had to get new chains and sprockets last fall, and then while they were doing that, they noticed my fork seals were weeping, so I just got that done. And yeah, all that costs a fortune too. But all in all, we're hoping for a better year this year. Hey buddy! I do have a plan to take a month off and do a motorcycle tour around BC. So we'll see how he gets on. It's just my mom. My mom kind of lets him do whatever he wants, which isn't helpful. Honestly, I'll put you down. You go. So we're just here at the Greenway today enjoying the sunshine. I love the Greenway. It's such a cool long trail, and it's not like a really tough trail to walk, so it's just relaxing and enjoyable. And the sunshine is beautiful today. So we're just going to have a little snack. Liver treats for Peanut, trail mix for me, a little bit of weed in my vaporizer. And then we'll head up further on the Greenway and tell you about 2024 a bit more, my plans for 2025. And hopefully if there's anyone still around watching it, we can have a better year this year than last year. Last year was trying. They all seem to be a little bit tough sometimes, even though we're stumbling into a 2025 that's bizarre. It's honestly limited my travel options quite a bit, but I've got to make the most of things, right? I can't just sit here being bitter. I gotta find ways to keep myself happy. So we'll figure it out. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey everybody, we just climbed out of like a really steep canyon. That was a very steep trail, and I still got my winter bod going on, so that was pretty tough, but it's good. Feels really good. I don't know if you can see it in the background. I tried to put this really cool structure behind us. Pretty neat, hey? So yeah, and then after I got Peanut the second, I changed my holiday plans. I was going to go down and do a Pacific Coast Highway tour, and the Sierra Nevadas and Death Valley and all that cool stuff. As Peanut knocks over my shit. But I got Peanut, and then I had 3 weeks holidays, and I figured I probably should spend that with him, getting him used to the house. and his new home and his environment before I went back to work. So, traded in my California trip for a puppy, and now I'm not allowed to go to the States. So, I guess my California trip's going to have to wait a minimum of 4 years. Maybe longer. So, yeah, anyway, so that changed for that. And then started 2025 in February. My best friend Petra, her boyfriend, passed away pretty suddenly. And he was still fairly young. He was only in his mid-40s, so that's pretty sad. His name was Matt, and he was an amazing man. And his loss has been felt by a lot of people that he touched. So part of my plan this year is when I go and circumnavigate BC, I'm going to take some of his ashes with me, I think, and sprinkle them around in some pretty spots. Because that's what he loved to do. He was a way more talented and aggressive motorcyclist than I'll ever hope to be, but he loved BC, he loved the outdoors, he loved riding his bike, he loved getting to cool spots. And to know that, you know, his presence has touched every corner of the province, I think will not only like give Petra some comfort, but I think that would make Matt really happy. So that's the plan for this year, but you never really know what's going to happen, right? So I haven't booked anything, I haven't planned anything, and with everyone avoiding the United States like the plague that it's turning into, it's going to be really tough, I think, to travel around British Columbia in July and find places to stay. So I'm going to have to kind of accept the fact that I might be leaning up against my bike in the middle of nowhere or on the side of the road sometimes, which could get me in trouble, like not just like physically, but like with the law. But I'm not really sure how else to do that. It's honestly probably too late to plan some of these things now anyway. So, and those plans feel like such a shackle. I don't enjoy being that regimented when I want to kind of go and be free. Like, the whole idea is to be free and not to be scheduled. So hopefully that works out. I'm gonna try to get to maybe some more Pride events and meet more people, more queer people, build more of a community. I think you know, I'm comfortable in my solitude. I'm the lonely trans girl, right? Like I do find some peace and some satisfaction in that, and in being alone and doing things on my own and showing myself that I'm capable of doing things. It's all very satisfying, but I've started seeing a new therapist, and he reminded me that we're social creatures, and isolating yourself, like, it's good to have self-confidence and be able to take care of yourself and rely on yourself, but at the end of the day, like, I could face like a more serious depression further down the road if I don't at least attempt to be more social. So far it hasn't worked out great. But I'm trying, and I'm trying to do it in a way where I have no expectations. If something happens, something happens. If I meet someone, then I do, and if I don't, then we probably wouldn't have gotten along in the first place. So try not to take those like ghostings and like unreturned messages and likes personally, because if there's no, like my therapist said, if there's no connection, there's no connection, then why do you want them in your life in the first place? So it's just going to be you chasing them for the rest of your days, and that makes perfect sense. So, and yeah, I spent my holidays in Vancouver with Petra and Matt's friends last week, and like, it showed me that I'm more than capable of making friends. I'm only part of my problem. The area I live in is an issue. It's very cliquey. It's very, like, I already have my friends kind of place, and a lot of families move here, so not a lot of families have room for a 50-something trans woman exploring herself sexually. But, you know, we'll see what happens. And yeah, well, let's get along the trail. I've caught my breath. And let's get Peanut moving some more. And I'll check back in with you later. Hopefully after I poop Peanut out and we'll get home. He has a neighbor friend named Archie that he gets along with swimmingly. Like, they love to play all the time. So after this walk, I'll take him over to Archie's house to play for a bit. And then hopefully he'll be tired enough that I can go out for a ride. Show you some of the things I've changed on Masami and I'm planning to change. It's kind of like a Masami version 2.0. And yeah, work out some new like camera things that I'm trying out. So we'll give it a go maybe. Hopefully we'll see how tired this baby is that I have. Hey? Hey Peanut? Am I saddled with a baby? Do I have a baby now? Hey? So rumor has it, as I've been told, that this used to be an old park or rec site kind of area. And I guess there used to be a tram that would take you across this huge gully to the other side, so you could hike over on that side, I suppose. I'm not sure what was over there. It was before I was born, so I'm not sure. But apparently someone fell off of it and obviously died, because that's not survivable. And so they took it down and closed it up. But it's just only since the greenway's been built that they fenced it off. We used to come up here on our dirt bikes all the time and hang out here. Anyway, that's your local history update. Hey everybody, so here we are. We got out onto the motorcycle. Masami is just as happy as I am that winter is over, because it was a long one. And this is the camera setup I'm gonna try working with. I'm not sure if I'm skilled enough to edit two separate cameras. It's quite tricky, but a guy I watched, the Mizzen Flyer, he used to mount his camera like this back in the day. He's gone to a more like chin styled mount, but I really like the way this one looks. It's kind of like when I had my 360 camera on my backpack, but it's slightly easier to turn on. The problem with the GoPro is that I have a smaller memory card in there, so I only have room for about 4 hours of footage compared to about 20 hours on my 360 camera. And the battery only lasts about an hour, so, and I only have 2 of them, so I'm not sure how I'm going to integrate it or how I'm going to use this one. But it does have a neat angle and I kind of like the look, so I'll see what I can do with it. So speaking of, let's switch to this angle and I'll show you what I've done to Masami. So here he is. Good lord, his chain is rusted. I really need to get on that. I just noticed that right now. See that? That's bogus. I'm not sure how that happened, because he hasn't really gone out that much. All this other rust we all know is from up near Williams Lake. But anyway, what I've done here is I've taken off a lot of the crash bars. I took off the upper crash bars. I took off the luggage racks. I took off the rear luggage rack. What I went to is something called the Turkana Mad Mules soft luggage set. It's modular. So at the moment, I don't have it all. I just have the part that goes over and 2 20-liter bags. And I'm trying to decide if I want a 40-liter duffel bag or a 25-liter duffel bag with some extra bags mounted to the outside, just to make things easy, like, you know, like have my coffee kit in there or whatever. I just pull over and grab out my coffee and make it, and instead of rummaging through my bag all the time. And the Tusk ones were really strappy, so getting in and out of them was always a pain in the ass. So hopefully this one works out. I'm trying to make it a little bit lighter. I went for a lower windscreen. Can't exactly remember the manufacturer because I put a sticker over the logo. It's WPS or something like that. But they make this shorter windscreen, which gives more wind to my chest and the lower part of my helmet, but it takes that buffeting off the top part of my peak that was so really loud and really annoying. So this might be a little more breezy on the highway, which might not necessarily be a bad thing in the wintertime, or I mean in the summertime when it's super hot. Bad thing in the winter. But yeah, it's so much more quiet. So it's honestly quite more relaxing. I wish I would have known about that a long time ago. I put on a couple more stickers. My friend Petra gave me this one. I put it on this angle because I thought it looked cool, but it's actually quite difficult to get it to stay on there. This one. And put the Mad Mules one on there too. There's another one Petra gave me that I'm having a hard time keeping stuck. And then this one, because I got the new wood screen, is like supporting the search for missing and murdered Indigenous women. That's a tragedy that's been going on in Canada for far too long. And speaking of tragedy, it's Matt. Ride in peace, bro. So I have his memorial sticker on there now too. Alright, well, let's go for a rip and try out this new camera setup. Oh, something else I've got on order, but they're special order and they're going to take a while to get here, is I got a new shift lever that's totally adjustable. So I can angle it and set it exactly where it is to get my boot under it, because I bent the shit out of this one and it's still not perfect. And then on this side I got an adapter for the brake pedal that has 2 steps on it. I can't defeat the ABS to the rear brakes on this bike, so that's kind of a bummer, but it's incredibly hard to even hit the brakes when you're standing up with that lever like that. And when I adjust it, I tend to mess up my brake light switch. So, gonna try those out. A little more ergonomically friendly. And a little bit lighter, not a lot lighter. I don't think that made a huge difference. But it's got to be at least 5, maybe 10 pounds of luggage and metal that I got rid of, which when I'm out riding around like this is fantastic. And with the other luggage kit put on, it'd probably be the same anyway, right? Now it's just more versatile this way. So far I'm pretty happy with it. I just got to decide what I want. And go for it when I get the cash. Buying it piecemeal, which is cool too, right? Because it's not all one kit. It's a modular system, so I can buy different bags and add different parts to it and like fully kit it out the way I want it to. Like, I want to have space to put my wet tent, my wet rainfly, so that it's not getting everything else in my bags wet. I'd like easy access to coffee. I would like easy access to like first aid kit and tire repair stuff. And yeah, I actually, like, I'm leaning towards the 25-liter duffel with some extra bags attached to the outside. And then I still have those older, just like Amazon Molly bags that I can attach to the duffel as well. So I think that's the way I'm gonna go. Because if I have a 40-liter bag, I'm gonna fill it with shit. I don't necessarily want to do that. But yeah, another reason I kind of didn't really make too much effort in the video department last year. I did mention in a video last year that I kind of lost my mojo for it, and a big part of that was my computer. My computer had gotten so old that like the graphics card was like a generation behind what I needed to even run the reframing software for my 360 camera. So it would just crash and I lost footage. Like it was a whole big pain in the ass that just took forever and then usually resulted in my computer crashing and me losing shit. And it was just kind of made it suck. So that was another thing, like, you know, I'm not a wealthy person, so I had to save up for quite a while to get a new laptop, which isn't like top of the line, but it's got like an i7 processor and a brand new well, not brand new anymore, I guess that shit moves pretty fast, but it's like a 4050 graphics card, which is a entry-level graphics card, but it's pretty new, so it should be able to do all the things I need it to do. It actually plays games not too bad either. So, I mean, it's like 5 generations newer than my old graphics cards. It's pretty cool. So that should work. I guess if you see a video out of this footage that it did work, because I haven't actually tried it yet. And when I was trying to download editing software, I couldn't remember the one that I was using before, and I'd already deleted it off my desktop. So when I was just looking, I found Davinci Resolve. I guess a lot of people use that one, and it's supposed to be pretty good, so I'm not sure. I haven't tried it yet. We'll see how that goes for me. But I mean, if I can get used to it, it's supposedly a pretty full-featured editing software system. I guess we'll see. And then, yeah, probably the last thing that kind of hampered my 2024 was my back injury that I got in late 2023. It's still bothering me, and it's still not perfect. It feels like it is starting to get better, and I'm starting to regain some strength, but my legs just weren't working worth a shit last year. And I had a video made of me going into the Kootenays on a little trip, and at one point I just pulled over to let a whole bunch of traffic get out of the way so I could go a little quicker. And I was just like dancing on like a little ball of cement thing on the corner. And I jumped down from it, and I actually fell right over. Like, my legs just collapsed out from under me, and I hit the deck. And I'm like, well, good thing I'm wearing motorcycle gear, because it didn't hurt at all. But I felt like a fucking knob. But I left it in the video, so I was like, this is how, like, unstrong I've become. And it's like, I believe that was nerve damage. And that isn't something that heals quickly. And I got to be more proactive at doing my exercises and going to the gym, which I'm getting back into. Because the last thing I want to do is give up on this. Because riding a bike is a lot of fun. But it takes a lot of muscle. And it's got to be coordinated muscle. So I do find that my left leg cramps up a bit more even when I'm just sitting here. So. Getting old's pretty freaking sweet, yeah? Woohoo! Riding a bike's pretty fucking sweet, I'll tell you that much. What do you guys think of this new camera angle? Do you like that? I think it's cool seeing like the side of my helmet and like just that different perspective. Like, so many people do the chin camera, and it's kind of gotten a little dull, honestly. And I like the little offside angle and the little bit further back viewpoint. And then my helmet, you can see like when my helmet moves around. So it's, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of neat. It's a different look. Something else that should be here in a couple days too is my visor's getting all pretty old and scratched. It's a couple of years old now. And I was looking for a replacement one, and at my dealership it was like $90. So I was like, holy fuck, like, so I looked online and it was like $40. So I got the one online, and you know, like, I told the guys at the dealership I'd way rather get it from them, because, you know, they're a local store and they, you know, supporting them is good, but it's still a Canadian retailer. It's just they can offer them a lot cheaper, so like that's I had to do it. So I got one of those, but I got it's like silver, so the drop down sun visor in this helmet's kind of broken, so it doesn't really drop down or slide up easily anymore. I have to really fuck with it, and it's not cool when I'm riding. So yeah, I got one with a little bit of a tint. And then not only that, but like I've seen people on YouTube, Richie Vita has one like that that's all like mirrored. And it just looks really badass when you see it, because you'd be looking this way with the camera, but you'd see the road ahead reflected in the visor. And I think with this camera on this side, it'd just be cool to have that weird reflection and fuck with your eyes a little bit more. You're welcome for the nausea. So just kind of cruising along today, trying to get out. What I'm trying to do actually is build a little like me time into owning a puppy. So I know Peanut doesn't enjoy when I'm not around, and like I'm not like a mean owner, but like nobody disciplines him like you know, like I'm trying to train him to be like a good dog and not be like barky and like, you know, stuff like that. So and my parents just kind of let him do whatever he wants, which is cool. You know, that's what grandparents are for. But if I'm to go away on any extended trips, I'm gonna need to work on getting him ready to be alone. And so yeah, just heading out for the last few days since it's been beautiful out, just to get some rides in and get that mojo going again. Instead, we're commuting on my bike for 4 months or whatever last year. It kind of sucked the fun out of riding my bike for me. Being down there amongst all the douchebags, it just made it more stressful than fun. And so this is what I like to do with my bike, is get the fuck away from the people and enjoy shit like this. And you know, honestly, they're building a house here, so that kind of fucking sucks. Like, in my perfect world, this would have been turned into a cafe with a fucking dope ass deck on it. But we get what we get. And yeah, this thing you probably might notice, it's like the support bar from my upper crash bars, but I think I'm gonna leave that on there for some auxiliary lights as a mounting spot. So I didn't take that part off. And I think the only update out that else I have for Masami, oh no, another one. And my brother got me one of those little bells, so I attached that to there. And this is the other thing I got, is this Aochi machine, which I traded my, well, I didn't trade it, I still have it. And I might actually bring it with me as a backup device, but I had the Garmin Zumo XT2. And honestly, it didn't work as well as this, and this was only $150 Canadian. And it connects with my headset and my telephone every time I turn it on. Like, I never have to fuck with it. And it uses Google Maps, which I've honestly had more luck finding roads. See, it just connected and turned on my music just like that. It's an amazing bit of kit for such a cheap amount of money. I did lose like the waterproof like whole thing that holds the screws in. All the screws I lost, so I just have it taped on, which isn't great, but you know, you do what you gotta do. But yeah, this thing is fantastic. And I was saying, Google Maps seems to have a better time picking out secondary forest service roads and places I want to go. Like, I would like to see them add something like motorcycle centric, like twistier routes or like gravel roads. Like, I think the ultimate navigation device for me would be something that combines like light gravel and back roads and highways, and just like gives you a unique blend of different kind of environments to ride through. But I don't know how that algorithm would work. I'm not a computer genius. But yeah, I really am enjoying this Aochi device. Like, I never had Android Auto or Apple CarPlay or any of those things. I didn't really understand what they were until I got my car last summer, and Julian, my daughter Julian, I went to Alaska just tied her to the bottom part of Alaska. And it's so awesome. It's so easy to use. It just works. And that's the kind of technology I really dig, is the shit that I don't have to fuck with. Like, I just turn it on and it works. Thank you. Like, that's why I bought it. I don't want to fuck with this shit, man. Like, ugh, it's annoying. So anyway, I think that's all I had to share with you all today. Yeah, sorry I've been gone so long. I don't really think anyone missed me. It's not like I have a massive fan base or anything like that. But I did miss enjoying doing this, and I did miss coming out and making videos and trying to make something watchable out of them. You know, I don't know how successful I am. But it's fun. It's a fun hobby, and I lost a lot of gusto for it last year with my computer issues and all the other shit that went on. So, hey, new year, out of hibernation again. Let's see what we get into in 2025. Hopefully it's a little more fun. It's going to be a lot less planned, a lot more seat in the pants. As I said, I might end up sleeping leaning up against a tree more often than not this summer. But all those things take you out of your comfort zone a little bit, and it's a growth experience, right? So, not too concerned. I don't want to be eaten by a wild animal, and I don't want to be murdered by a redneck, but other than that, you don't have too much to worry about, honestly. I mean, those are pretty big worries, but you don't want them to dominate your life, right? Get out there and enjoy yourself. So, having said that, hope you all get out and enjoy this beautiful sunshine we're having this weekend, at least in my neck of the woods. It's about fucking time. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Next time probably be after I get my luggage. I'll probably do a shakedown run with all that in there, see how it feels. And yeah. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Missed ya, love ya, and I'll see you later. Bye.